Whoo, guys, do we have a repair to do today? So I told you I was going to keep you up to date with the things I do here at the house, and I think this is a perfect opportunity to kind of show you guys what home ownership is like and owning an older home and dealing with crap like this. So I've already taken it apart, and I'll probably put it back together and take it apart again to kind of show you guys how I did it. But basically, we're leaking. It was just a little drip in the morning, and now that we got home, it's just kind of running and flowing. Alright guys, so I kind of put it back together just so you could see how it looks and what the process of taking this thing off, if you have one like this at your home, is. This one looks fairly new, so I don't know why it's already starting to mess up. So basically you gotta take this lid off first with a screwdriver, like a flathead, and then you'll have another little screw in there that you need to remove. Ours is a Phillips. You might have either like an Allen head, is what I've seen. It's a little more common. So you just pretty much unscrew that. Again, I already had taken this apart, so it's a little easier. Be careful, you'll have like these little pieces in the back, and all that stuff kind of falls apart. And then you'll have something like this, another piece kind of like a protective shield or shroud, and this kind of just unscrews. That's how ours is. And then this kind of comes off, and then you'll have the major or the main cover plate with another screw. Ours only had one. Yeah, it's freaking ghetto. Very big tip, Walmart carries a lot of little things you may need. I know Walmart has gotten us out of some really tough situations, and I'm not ashamed to admit that we buy a lot of our stuff from our house, for our house, from Walmart. So yeah, this one only had one screw, so you got to take that off, and then you'll have this pretty much. Just waiting on my dad, like I said, to get here and to kind of start tearing this apart and shut off the main valve and see what's going on. Alright guys, so I managed to take this thing off. You saw in the little bit, previous little snippet. So now I need to take this apart. I watched a video that shows that there's two little grommets in here that can get damaged, and that's why it causes a leak. So you pretty much push this out of here like so. It might be a little bit more pressure tight for you guys. I was just fairly new, I think, so that's why it wasn't that hard to take off. Then you pry these little things off with a flathead, and then it comes off like so. Again, I've already taken it apart. I'm just kind of going through the process with you guys. So now you got this. Don't mess with that. These seals look perfectly fine. If you look at these, they look fine. Mommy. So then the culprit is going to be in here. So Mommy, what I did is just kind of pry this off as well. And then bam. You don't got to do anything with this piece right here. And then you get these right here. But anyway, so I take these off, and sure enough, there's the little culprit. You'll have these springs. Be careful not to lose those. Put that down. And as you can see, this is the good one. There's nothing wrong with it. This bad boy right here, though, look at that. There's a little piece missing, or a chunk. So we gotta head over to Home Depot to either try to find this grommet and salvage what we have, or just find a whole new faucet to replace it with. This is the part they don't tell you about home ownership, guys. It's really a pain in the butt. And if you're like me and are either A, short on cash, or really I just don't like paying somebody to do something I can do, you know, you got to learn how to do this type of stuff yourself. And luckily for me, I have tons of, you know, mentors, from my dad to Deanna's dad, that can show me how to do things I don't know. But of course, first I'm going to search it up on YouTube or do my own research. It's kind of like with this faucet. The only thing I really needed help from my dad was to help me shut off the main valve, because I don't have a key and I don't have any pressure pliers or pinzas perras, whatever you guys call them. And yeah, but I'm definitely going to get some now to have here at the house. And be able to do this myself and not have to bother anybody. That's it. I do have the old faucet with me, which is not that old, guys. Let me make that clear. Even if you have a brand new house, stuff like this can happen. I always try to keep some type of videos handy, or know how to do the research yourself. This type of stuff ends up costing a lot of money. We've had to do tons of plumbing work on this home, and I've saved thousands of dollars. So follow me to Home Depot and let's go pick up this part. Always bring the parts that you need with you. I say this because it's happened to me where I'm like, oh yeah, it's this size, and then there's like a million different sizes of the same product, and you're just kind of like, crap, I thought it was like a one size fits all. Get to know this place very well, guys, because you're a homeowner and you own an older house. This is where you're gonna spend a lot of time at, a lot of your money too. So I found all the grommets. Check this out. It's definitely less expensive to find the piece right here than replacing the whole thing. You know, you're talking about a couple of bucks compared to one. It would be like this one right here, the Delta whatever, and it's 40 bucks. They do have this less expensive one right here for $15.98, but of course I don't know if it's gonna fit mine. I need to kind of measure out the threads. So let's see if we can find the seals first. I'm just sitting here at the Home Depot floor trying to see if this is the part I need. So I think these are it. They look like it, like the little grommets, and then with new springs. So let's take this apart and see if they match. So you seem like they match. Don't be afraid to open the packages. Excuse my nasty ass nails, guys. I haven't been able to trim them, but I think that'll work. Because I don't know if that's an issue. Mine is more like a little cone shape, and this was more of a cylinder, a straight cylinder. So we'll see. Okay, all right guys, so I'm back at home, got these little bad boys with me, so we're gonna put it back together and see if this will help it out. I'm just gonna use the little the seats, I guess that's what they're called, that's the proper term. I'm gonna use these bad boys right here, the little seats, because like I said, the springs look a little different in this kit, but the seats are exactly the same from what I measured at Home Depot. So let's go ahead and put these bad boys in here. So I'm just, I took out the old ones and I'm just putting in the new seats. You gotta be a little careful because these are gonna be a really snug fit. You see, I don't know if you can see very well, but they have to fit in there really snug. And you gotta make sure it's around the whole thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace both of them. I'm not just gonna replace one. Obviously, if one's gone out already, the other one is sure to follow. So don't be cheap. It's literally $3, and then just replace both. You see this little, I guess, indentation, and then you see it right there. I'm going to assume that's how it goes back in. So that's how I'm gonna exactly put it back together. Put a little pressure. You see that indentation? You see the shape? I was right at the beginning. So put that back together. Make sure they snap. So we'll put it back in here. We'll put it back onto the main faucet. There's these two little T-looking things, and if you look in here, there's two little holes. You see those two little holes at the bottom? Again, this is literally not rocket science. Everything fits perfectly back how it was. I thought this would be a little harder, but we're gonna go ahead and slide these back in there, and we're just gonna screw this back on. Now that I have it back on there, we're gonna tighten it, and you'll see that there's these little flat ends that we're gonna put the pliers to. I don't know the technical name of these pliers, but I'm using these bad boys. Sorry, my terminology is not better than these bad boys, but I'm gonna, remember guys, lefty loosey, righty tighty. You gotta be careful because you can damage the threads. Get this as tight as possible. We did it, guys. It stopped leaking, the water's open, and it's done. This is literally probably the hardest part, trying to aim for this little tiny hole. Finesse it, gotta find it. I think that should be fine. Next piece is, I guess, the little trim piece, I'm going to assume. This goes in here. This also has like a little shape to it, so just make sure that kind of slides into there. Everything I've put back on has literally just slid back into place. It only fits one way, so again, if I could do this, guys, you can do this. Put this back together. Holds nice and true, not flimsy anymore. Test it first. Beautiful. And make sure this kind of stops leaking. Yep. And then just the kind of little notifier or the on off, and we're just gonna go ahead and center that like so. And just pop that back in. Only tools I used for this whole repair was a screwdriver with two different bits, which is the Phillips and the flathead. Whatever these things are called, I really don't know. You're able to select kind of what gauge you want to open them up to. For the master line outside, literally I used a 1-inch Craftsman wrench and just another Phillips screwdriver to kind of be able to put some torque on it and close it and open it up. I literally use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tools to do this repair. A $3 part from Home Depot and an hour of my time. Guys, save yourself tons of money. Look up, videos like this on YouTube. Teach yourself. I can't really say how much this would have costed me with an actual plumber. If any of my guys and my friends or my viewers are plumbers, let me know what something like this would have cost to repair. And that way we can let the audience know how much I saved. I'll catch you guys on the next one, and peace out.